there is a lot of products being sold out these days, right? You can, hear people selling, duplexes these days where, you can live on one side. I think dual income is what they're calling it. You can live on one
Splitting up,
side.
yeah.
And so, people need to assess the, cost benefit analysis, right? While you're generating income that is going to help you pay down the mortgage, if that house is like, almost like a 3x2 and a 2x1, you almost have, a 60-40 split, right? And so paying capital gains on a 40% of the house could be quite substantial, especially if you're planning to hold that property for 10, 15, 20 years, right? So
That's right,
people
yeah.
definitely need to think about some of these instances that, you might make short-term gain, but you might, end up attracting a long-term pain.
That's
So, yes. What about earning a rental income from the main residence? Talk to us a bit about that. I think a lot of people don't know about this. You can still earn rental income from the main residence without actually letting go of the capital gains. The 6-year rule that we have, talked about.
Yeah. So that 6-year rule is it's a rule where you have a main residence, principal place of residence, and for some reason you have to move somewhere else for work purposes. For example, you're moving to regional area, you're renting there, you have a work commitment there. So your main residence in metro area, you can rent it out, and there's a period up to 6 years where you can claim that property as your main residence while you're claiming the expenses for the property and they're earning some rental income. The condition is you have to move back to that home, that house within 6 years to claim that main residence. And you can't sell that house while it is tenanted. You have to move in that property and then sell it after 12 months. You can still claim the capital gains exemption as for main residence. So the rule is within 6 years. The other condition is you cannot have any other main residence at the same time. You can be living in different estate, but renting it there, not buying another property. So that's some people don't know about this rule as well, and they just leave the property vacant. You don't need to leave the property vacant. You can earn some income and claim expenses for the property.
Amazing. And so I think that's a typical way, if you really want to do that, you can basically rent out your own principal place of residence, go out renting in any different state.
Yes.
And still claim the principal place of residence, still, get the return coming out, present interest expense and, rental income, claim it as a normal investment property and still enjoy the, for the 6 years, you just need to move back and basically, ensure that, that 6-year period is the trigger point. And after that, everything basically is open for, grab, from a tax office perspective. That the last and the most important question. So when there's so much nervousness about capital gains and, there's little triggers in place, how do renovators work? Like, how do renovators make the money? You hear these people, I have a really good friend of mine that, jumps houses from houses. I think he's done it for almost like 12 or 14 houses now. I think 13 or 14 houses now where he's jumped houses from house. And so how does that work for them?
I mean, that's right. Lots of people do that and they avoid paying capital gains tax just because they keep claiming the main residence exemption every time they sell the property. What they do, they move into the property, they renovate while living at that property and then selling it out and then move into another property. They are utilizing the 6 months overlap period as well at the same time, because you can move into another property while the other old main residence you are selling. After renovating it, then they start again with the second property and doing the same thing. They keep jumping from one house to another and keep claiming the main residence exemption. Yeah, it's a bit of hassle. Some people like it. With the family, it is difficult. Lots of people in middle age, they try to experiment with these things. Yeah, it is perfectly legal. There's no one. I mean, no one can stop you doing that. You can renovate, sell. Yeah, you can keep doing it.
Perfect. Look, thank you for the time today. I hope that the listeners have got a lot out of understanding how to work through some of these main residence exemptions and the subdivision complexities when it comes to CGT and the GST side of things, and how to navigate through some of these, should I say, trip hazards or landmines when it comes to, subdividing your own principal place of residence. Any parting words, Sohail? Anything that you want to, talk about in relation to, people watch out for X, or, be careful, reach out to your accountant. Any parting words?
That's right. I mean, just don't ask, get advice from your Facebook page. It's like, please go to a professional.
Yes.
Ask questions discuss your specific scenario with the professional. Get proper advice. Don't follow the advice which people are giving you on Facebook pages. Okay.
Yes.
So they don't know your scenarios. They don't understand your financial situation. So don't go out. And people say that you can keep getting the exemption. Just don't follow blindly.
Yes.
Get the proper advice and then follow the advice accordingly with your strategy in place.